Okay, I hope it is getting recorded the session. I hope this audio is well. Uh, there is no
It is
disturbance as well.
very
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. And what is Selenium? It's like Selenium is, we know everyone. This is a API, application programming interface. Everyone will say like Selenium is a tool or something like, but I can say it is a API which comes through this jar files. That jar files need to be added into this particular a project. It may be a Java project, it may be a Maven project, or any kind of project. You can add this particular API, and that can be accessible to the inside your application programming. So let's say this is a Maven project where I can see the Maven project will have the form.xml where we can add the dependencies of our Selenium dependencies. I'll show you. It's like just
yes.
I'm giving it
So
very basic things here. Okay,
mm,
and it is interface. WebDriver again, it is a interface where you can have declared this WebDriver and start working on it using instance variable that I'll show you more practical way. So it's a web-based tool, a web-based automation tool. It will not support to this desktop and all other areas. We'll discuss more into this. What is what can do and what cannot do into this two sections. Okay, and what are the components we have into Selenium? So we know we have multiple components into the Selenium. Selenium is not a proprietary tool where it is coming into this one bunch and give you a good uh, one exe file and install into your system. It's a Selenium, as I said, like it is a API where you are going to add into this any editor of Java or any other language editors and start using it, right? And so we have different components in separate ways, like we have Selenium IDE and Selenium RC and Selenium WebDriver and Selenium
sorry
Grid.
for interrupting, Srinivas,
Yeah,
sir. So there is a uh, message from my client. I have to join immediately on.
no
And
issues, no issues. Anyway, this is regarding this video, so I can
yes,
share with you. You can go through
can
that.
you this video? Then I can access and I can know more knowledge about this.
Sure, definitely. I'll share with you, Rakesh. No issues on
Thank you,
that. Yeah,
thank you,
no
thank
problem. Okay. So the components of Selenium is Selenium IDE and RC and WebDriver and Grid. And we know it's like, uh, the Selenium IDE is a record and playback where your keyboard or your mouse, whatever actions you will perform into this particular application, once you start recording this IDE, you can, that same thing, it can be a playback. And also the Selenium IDE comes with this you know uh, browser plugin. It is available now with the Firefox as well Chrome. So this was deprecated, but nowadays again they have started working on it, and it is having the feature of record your script and export into this whatever language you want to be, and as a Selenium WebDriver script also. So most of the people will not use this Selenium IDE into this real-time world, uh, as you guys is working on it, and you guys know that we are not going to be use it. But if someone is starting learning of Selenium, they can start playing with the Selenium IDE to know it what commands and what else, how it is working at all, working into this Selenium automation. And Selenium RC is remote control, we can call. Selenium RC is remote control where we have uh, RC again, it is a in between server. It is in between server of web, a browser, and the user, this code. So you need to start your Selenium RC server, and then it is going to be interact with your code and your browser. Whatever instruction you will give from the code, the JavaScript is going to be injected into this browser, and whatever action you want to be perform it, and it will be performed on the browser. Again, it is deprecated. The Selenium supporting team or official team is not going to be supported with the Selenium RC anyway now. So we are not going to be look into the Selenium RC, but just I wanted to let you know Selenium RC also, was also a component with a Selenium group. And this is the one tool which is started earlier days. The people was worked on many years. And let's come to the Selenium WebDriver. It's a more focus. Our focus is into the Selenium WebDriver, and we are going to be learn very clear instructions with the clear instructions as well. Each and every command or API into this Selenium WebDriver. So Selenium WebDriver, we have different components again in this Selenium WebDriver. So we have Selenium 2, 3, and 4. 4 is beta version now, not yet released, but it is out for the who are testing how it is working and reporting the bugs and all. But officially, it has not released it. Selenium 2 is like when we have Selenium RC, and there was some APIs developed by this Google or other communities, and they have merged with the Selenium RC, and then they call Selenium 2. Also, we call the Selenium WebDriver, and the Selenium 2 is named as a Selenium WebDriver, and 3 also is a WebDriver, but they have not changed it. They're continuing as a Selenium WebDriver, and they are updating it to new features and new uh, work areas, updated things into the Selenium 3 and 4 all. So we know that we are going to more our work is into the Selenium WebDriver itself. So anything you have here till now? I hope it is clear. Okay, that's cool. And let's come to the Selenium Grid. And we have Selenium ID is a playback tool, and Selenium RC was connecting to the browser and code, and then they merged with the Selenium RC and Selenium 2, some API. They changed it and called WebDriver. Selenium Grid. What is going to do the Selenium Grid? Selenium Grid again, whatever code you will write it, you are going. If you want to execute your code into the multiple platforms like Windows, Mac, Linux, Unix, all these kind of platforms in a concurrent ways, like one way is like a one time with a multiple browsers. You can use the Selenium Grid. We'll discuss more into this, when we'll come into the Selenium Grid. Just I wanted to give you overview of this, and it works based on the hub and node concept. The hub will be one system, and the node will be executable when where you want to execute it. For example, it is Windows machine, and Windows machine, if you want to run it through the hub, you can run it, and it can be, you can instruct to this hub to execute your code into the Windows. In a Windows also you can instruct, like with the multiple browsers, Chrome, IE, and Firefox. If you want to run in a concurrent and one time with the 3 browsers, you can run, and also multiple platforms. This you can see here, this hub is your system, and you are going to be instructed to execute from the Windows and Mac and Linux with the multiple browsers. You may get this a question like, if you are writing all the code into the Selenium WebDriver, does not have Selenium WebDriver to execute into this all platforms and browsers? Absolutely no. So there is no a feature into the Selenium WebDriver to execute into this multiple platforms as well multiple browsers. You can execute your programs into multiple browsers. If you want to execute your a program with a Chrome, IE, and Firefox in a one time, you can execute, but you cannot execute using this WebDriver in a Windows, Mac, Linux with a multiple browsers. Are you clear on this? I hope it's a clear. So whenever we'll go into this more detailed explanation into this, Selenium grid and setting up the Selenium grid and executing, I'll give you more knowledge on that. Okay. So we understand like what is Selenium grid and what is Selenium WebDriver and components which we have it. So let's come up with this, what Selenium can do. So again, the Selenium is a open source tool. As I was saying earlier, it is not a proprietary tool. And whenever you want to be start using the Selenium, you don't need to be, discuss with any organization and buy this a license or get this tool from them and download it and install into your system. It's a open source tool. If you think or if you thought now, if you want to start working on it, and you can simply go into this Selenium official site and download this API and configure into your project and start using it. So you don't need to pay single penny also to start using it. And also it's a it mimics user action in the sense it's like whatever action you will perform into this web application. For example, there is a click, there is a sending the keys or text into this, or if you want to select anything, uh, click select anything into the from the drop down, or if you want to drag and drop this any element, or if you want to select a checkbox, or if you want to press a key or tab or scrolling or anything, if you want to be do it into this application where you are going to do by manually, the same actions Selenium can do into the web application, not in other platforms. So it's also easy implementation. Why I'm saying this easy implementation, it's user can develop or download anytime or can start using it, and with the simple commands where if you want to send a keys dot send and click and select, all these simple commands where we can use it and achieve our whatever we want to do into the application. So then we say like languages supports. It's the Selenium very good feature is it supports with a multiple languages. You don't need to learn a specific language to only one language to implement this Selenium automation tool. If you know this Java, you can start using your Selenium. If you know the C Sharp, you can also start using the Selenium. .NET, or if you want to use this Ruby or Python, HTML, PHP, any kind of language, you can start using that particular language and implement your automation script. So it's a flexible into this choosing the language. And browser support, we have seen, it's like the Selenium is whichever the browser it is, and whatever the browser it is, if it is uh, developed into this HTML, and the browser behind the application, if it is into the behind the browser, if it works based on the PHP or HTML or any kind of things, that can be used into the Selenium. It can automate with the Selenium. So it's a multiple browser support, like we have Chrome, Safari, and Firefox, IE, Edge, any kind of a browser, you can start using it and automate your application into this particular a browser as well. You can simultaneously you can execute into this multiple browsers also. Okay, so we know this now browser supports, but what about this OS support? OS also is like we have discussed, it can support with the Windows, and also you can it supports with the Linux, Unix, and Mac, all operating systems it supports, and you can execute your code into this multiple operating systems also. So that's fine. So what about the framework? We have seen this UFT will say keyword driven. keyword driven, or some extensively they'll use keyword driven. uh, UFT is a keyword driven framework, or keyword driven tool or something. So in in Selenium, there is no specific uh, a framework, and however you want to customize or you want to design it, you can design yourself. If you want to design keyword, you can design it with a keyword driven. And if you want to do with this data driven, you can do it. And if you want to mix with both of them, keyword driven and as well data driven, we call this hybrid, also you can do it. And also you have these days, Cucumber is also a framework. It is predefined structure of the project, and you can start using it. Also we have to organize your test cases, we have extensively in a Java JUnit and TestNG. We are going to use those JUnit and TestNG to organize your scripts and execute them however you want to be. And code reusability, so it's a most important thing. And whatever tool it is and whatever language you are using it, the code reusability is most important aspect. And if you are not able to reuse the code again and again writing this, the time consumption will be the more. So in this tool also you have that opportunity. You can, because you are going to use this Java programming. Java is object oriented programming language with a class and methods you will write. And wherever you want to call those classes or methods, you can easily define and call into wherever you want to be. You can call and execute them or reuse the codes. And obviously it's like community support. We know Selenium is an open source tool, and since 2004 onwards it is having in the market. Now it's a 16 years in the industry. So there are a lot of people learn the Selenium, and a lot of communities we have. Even the big huge organizations also supporting, like Google, Amazon, or Microsoft. These all kind of organizations also is supporting or fixing the issues. So we have very good community support. And if we find surrounding us who are working in IT industry, someone is working into the Selenium, we also can get help from them also. uh, so we have very good community support as well. Whatever language we are going to use it into the Selenium, that Java also is having very good community, because that is also a open source, and so from long years it is into the industry. So do we have any questions on this? What is Selenium, what Selenium can do? All right, that's great. And let's see what Selenium cannot do into this. So we have seen all benefits of Selenium. Selenium also is having some drawbacks, and since it is a open source, uh, it is also having some limitations. So it is not having a native desktop-based application support. You cannot automate a desktop-based applications as well as mobile applications. You cannot automate. You can automate using the Selenium API in between Appium server, but direct Selenium you cannot automate the desktop applications as well as Android or iOS mobile applications. No support for assertions and validity. It's like, if you want to assert some value into the application or you want to validate it, you don't have a specific API into the Selenium. I'm not saying into the Java. Since it is, we are going to use a Java or any other language can have this assertions and validations, since the Selenium is not having any kind of API to assertion and validation. And no support for image and code scanning. It's like, if you have image, today you have XYZ image with some quality, and there's some image inside image, some aspects. If you want to be, do that verification, it cannot support, like bitmap and all. It will not support, and it won't support for API testing. These days, everyone is started using this API uh, by manually and automation some other tools, but Selenium will not support API automation. And also it is not supporting this performance testing, and you cannot measure your performance with this tool. This major thing is, reporting any tool. If you have it, and you need to have this reporting benefits also, whatever test cases you will execute, and you need to see whether it is passed or failed, or what is the a percentage of fall or pass or fail. All these kind of things to report or post to the higher management or superiors. But unfortunately we don't have any uh, support from the Selenium for the reporting purpose. So we have JUnit report or TestNG report, we can use it, or we don't need to worry about the reporting, because the Selenium is very easy. In a Selenium, very easy to integrate with all third party plugins like extend reports. We have HTML reports, like we have Cucumber reports. We have some other, there are some third party reports where we can integrate and get the reporting part done. Also, we may have some question. Hey, this desktop based application cannot automate. Some of applications, or some of my applications, having some desktop uh, functionalities. Yes, one or two you can automate using with the third party plugins, again auto IT or SQL or these kind of PDF automation. Also it is not going to support PDF automation also. I have to include that. So we have to be, very careful about, and whenever we have a task or something, we need to careful about what is going to support, what is not going to be supported into the Selenium, what need to be automated, what should not be automated using the Selenium. So any questions on this? That's great. So let's see, what are the prerequisites to learn the Selenium? Yes, Selenium tool is very good, and also it's open source. We know where and what is going to be supported, what is not going to be supported, and what are the components we have. Everything we learn it, or we understand that. But what are the prerequisites to learn the Selenium? Everyone wants to learn it, but how and what? So if you want to automate any kind of application, you need to know it, this functionality, and what is the testing concepts of manual, how you want to test your application. If you know this basic concept of manuals, the manual process itself you are going to be automated. This manual process you are going to be automated. So you need to have a basic understanding of a manual testing. And also you need to have coding or programming language, uh, any one of the language to learn your Selenium. It may be a C sharp, it may be a Java or Python, any other language. You should have a basic knowledge how to code your Selenium, and how to code your into the Java, how to code into this Python or C sharp. So if you have a knowledge on that, then you can start implementing or start using the Selenium day one itself. Don't worry if you don't have this basic knowledge also. I can teach this of basic knowledge which we need to the Selenium. And we are going to be using this Java for this program. And I'll start with this Java basic program, as well as some of intermediate programs where we are going to be used into the Selenium. So all we are going to be learn into this. And also you need to have this basic HTML and CSS, how HTML work, and what is how the CSS work into this HTML, all this knowledge, because you are going to be in work with the web-based application. Most of the UI is into the HTML or PHP or some other coding languages. So you need to have that knowledge to identify the element, how to write your XPath, how to write all other segments into this uh, your code. So that also I'm going to be teach like what and how you need to be identify the objects and how you need to work with HTML at all. This program is included that also. The process basic knowledge of XML and JSON is like when you are working with this testng XML form.xml, you need to have basic understanding of XML and JSON, so that you can now create your own. You can add this form.xml whatever you want to have it into this, and also testng XML, what class you need to run and how you need to run all this knowledge of things you need to know it. That also I am including into this program. I can explain you what is XML and JSON and all. Moreover, this DOM identification, this attribute identification, how the locators will be into the application, what kind of locators we have, how we need to be identify them, and how we need to work with them. That also we need to understand. And these things we are going to be include into this our program. The basic knowledge which we required, the prerequisites, I'm sure I'll take and have wherever we need it. That we'll work on that basics, and then we'll shift into the Selenium coding. First, we are going to start with the Java. The Java basics we are going to be, understanding how to, what is Java and how Java works, and what is Eclipse and how Eclipse works, and inside the Java, what is class, object, data types, and OOPS program, whatever concepts we have it, and some of them into the collections also. We learn them, and also data structures, how it works and what data structures we have it, and then we'll move into the Selenium programming uh, implementation. Do you guys having any questions here? I'll stop recording here, or otherwise I'll